Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to be taking a look at Transformers Beast Wars Transmetal Megatron. And here he is in his robot mode. I'm going to try and move my camera back a little bit. I really like this background, but it seems the camera really does seem to want to focus on that and not the toy. But, so here he is in his robot mode. Really, really cool. I really dig this. This has always been my favorite version of Megatron. From Beast Wars and otherwise. I just think he's a really menacing character. And I found him, I got him off of Craigslist for $20. And he is in just about perfect condition. I mean, there's a little dust on him, but that's no big deal. And one of his screws back here is a little rusty, but again, that's not really that big of a deal. Anyway, so first thing we're going to take a look at is his accessory, which is his tail weapon here. Which is really cool. He's got a handle that he holds onto it, and then it rotates at the handle, side to side. It's got a ball joint in this piece right here, so it rotates around. Then ball joint in the next panel. Then a ball joint in the next panel. Ball joint in the next panel. Ball joint in the next panel. And then there's a hinge in the end panel. So this tail is really posable, as you can see, and the way it's paneled, you can see there's like the detail goes underneath the panel. So as you rotate it just keeps keeps the panel work. Yeah, it doesn't have a full bend, but neither would a giant lizard's tail. I mean, it's not going to be all that crazy posable, but this is actually pretty good. And then the claws can open up and close. The whole thing can rotate up and down if you wanted, but for the most part, it just kind of opens and closes. And you can take this off. You can just fold the handle up, and if you want to, you can just clip it onto his little side holster here. That way he doesn't have to hold it all the time. It's I wish this was up a little bit higher, honestly, or on his back. I think would look better. I think in that show he actually did store it on his back once or twice, but you can kind of just slide it back there, and that works decently. Just trying to mess with my settings here. Let's see if we can. Oh well. Anyway, so yeah. So that's his accessory. Now I wish. I wish he would have come with a little rubber ducky. I know a lot of people have been wanting that, actually. I've seen that online many times. Dr. Wu, give us a little rubber ducky. And then also, I wish I would have got it at the time, but there's a data disk reader attachment that you can buy for this. Right now it goes for like $125. I don't think it's quite worth it to me to spend that kind of money. But yeah, and that set comes with 2 golden discs, and I do want it. There's no question in my mind. I do want that. I just don't think it's worth that much money at the moment. Alright, posability in this mode. His head is on a ball joint. You don't get too much playability with it, but does rotate a little bit. It's really, really stiff in there, so it's kind of hard to maneuver it. So there's that. The little T-Rex arms can fold out to the side and then fold forward. I know they did that in one episode where they folded forward and they were like little guns. I think he shot Silverbolt with them. But they can do that. Shoulder is on a ball joint, so up, down, in, out, rotates. Rotates at the bicep, so it's got the bicep rotation. Bends at the elbow. Full bend there. This little piece here can rotate to either side or onto the back if you... Nope, can't go on the back. I lied. So go to either side if you wanted it. He's got nothing at the waist, but he does have a waist hinge, or waist swivel. But if you detach this back piece here, fold it down a little bit, then you got a ratcheted waist. And then you can just kind of fold that back up. So you could actually get a waist bend in there. You just have to disconnect this piece. Hips are on ratchets, going up and down, all the way back. They go in and out. They're on universal hinges, so they're not ball joints, so they won't loosen that much over time. He's got a swivel at the thigh. He bends at the knee, and then the foot does pivot in due to one of his transformations, but you can pivot it in, and I really like how the gears stick out. I know that's the transformation later on, but it looks better if you think it's more like his gears coming out. But yeah, really poseable, really cool. Transformation is real simple. He's a Beast Wars figure after all. These guys were never that complicated. So you want to start by detaching this backpack here. Kind of just rotate that down to the back. Rotate this piece out as much as you can, like so. Then you fold the arm in like this. You want to rotate it so the fist is like this, and then this just kind of folds up like that. Do the same thing over here, and then you want to rotate the waist around like so. Rotate this piece here, and this will just kind of sit like that. You rotate the legs down, fold this piece around, and this will just kind of loosely peg right here, and then this folds down. Well, actually, you want to wait for that. Take these pieces here, and these will fold back, and these do peg together. There's a peg here and here to plug into these little ports. One port right here. And it's hard to show you, but I mean, really, there is no way around it plugging together. I mean, you can't mess that up. You just push it together and it's good. Now this piece will lock in. There's little friction joints right here and right here under these two purple tabs, and they will friction over these brown tabs here and here. Also just locks in like that. Now this piece will fold up like this, and then these will rotate down like so. Then you take the tail, and there's a little snap-on port right here, and a little friction point right down here. And you want to take the friction point and you put it on this piece, and it just clips on, and then that snapper joint will go on this piece, this tab up here, like so. and that locks everything together. And there you have Transmetal Megatron in beast mode. And I don't care what anybody else says, this is the best T-Rex. I think this is the best T-Rex we ever have gotten, and since then, I mean, the Classics Dinobot is okay, or Classics Grimlock is okay. Generations Grimlock isn't even close to this. The movie Grimlock isn't close to this. Even G1 Grimlock isn't close to this because, you know, he's based off of what we thought a T-Rex looked like. This is what we think the T-Rex looks like now. And I think this just pulls off that look a lot better. Like, even though he's metalized, I just think this looks just awesome. This is just... I mean, this thing is great. Posability, he retains the same posability in the tail as the tail did in the robot mode, obviously. The feet can... there's a hand... the leg allows him to move his legs back and forth. And then he's also got the bend at the knee. You get a little bit of rotation, but that's when the legs really start getting in the way of each other. And of course, the feet can hinge due to transformation. Front legs they're ball joints, but they basically just rotate around. There's enough give with the ball joint to allow it to do a full 360 without it getting really hindered on anything. Nothing really at the head, but the mouth does open and close. So yeah, really cool. I really dig this T-Rex. I think this thing just looks amazing. I mean, the first set of Beast Wars, the basic ones, they did a decent job, but I think the Transmetal's where they really shined. Really, putting a different spin on the characters and the animals, and which gave them a little bit more liberty to make these things look different. Now, he does have a third mode, which is a really weak mode, but he did use it in the cartoon quite often. But these will rotate down, like so, and that gives him little roller skates. And then you could rotate these little panels here up, and this is where his little rub sign Predacon logo is. Kind of works. And now he's got these two engines that allow him to fly. Personally, I don't like the little roller skate gimmick, but I do like the idea of this T-Rex deploying these propellers so that he can fly and come after you as a flying metal T-Rex. I mean, seriously, childhood. Everybody loves T-Rexes. Everybody loves helicopters. A flying T-Rex coming at you. I mean, this thing's just awesome. I love that. And then to transform him back, just take his tail off. Pull these pieces up like this. Just gonna get those out of the way. Rotate the legs down. Flip this piece here open. Then you can pull the arms out like so. Fold this T-Rex head down, and it goes all the way in. Then you rotate this to this side. Rotate the waist around. And there's a little tab right here at the end there that's going to plug into this little bit right here on the back of the T-Rex head. Just folds up, and as you can see, those engines are still present on his back, so you can fold them out. I do wish there was a swivel on these, so that I could rotate down. I think that would really, really complete the look because that's the way he did it in the show. Is every now and then he'd just rotate those down, and then he could fly in robot mode. You can take the weapon here and just plug it back into his hand, and there you go. So yeah, really, really awesome. Let's get some size comparisons going here. Here he's next to the Seeker mold, which, you know, he's, you know, a head taller and he's got a lot more mass to him. Because this was a Mega, which is now Voyager. Here he is next to the iGear Seeker mold. He's about a head shorter. He's actually where I think the Seeker mold should be. Here he is next to a Classics car, or the Masterpiece car, who's still just a little bit taller than him. So I mean, I'm not trying to scale with G1, so this doesn't really work for me. As far as scale comparison. And real quick, just because I have him sitting here. Here he is next to Hegemon, and he's about a little over a head taller, and he definitely seems like a bigger figure, more solid too, because this guy's got a lot of panels. These are, you know, he is a very hollow figure, but that's just the only way they could have designed it. And then the more relevant comparisons for him, anyway. Here he is next to Inferno. Where my Inferno really just does not like to stand. And you can see this, Inferno works real well, but I think Transmetal Megatron works better when it comes to design. Here he is with the new generation's Waspinator. And this is all just about right. Megatron and Inferno, Transmetal wise, were about the same size, but Megatron had more mass. So, yeah, I think that works well. And obviously, the little bug is a lot smaller. And here is the Beast Wars Rampage back here, who is supposed to be bigger than Megatron. Actually, I think this Rampage is actually too small. He should be bigger. But yeah, I think overall the scale is really working with this. They did a much better job with scale in Season 2 than they did Season 1. Because the original Megatron was an Ultra, which put him way out of scale with anybody. Same with the Optimus Primal, even though in the show they were not that big. I would say Megatron should be about a Voyager, then Primal should have been a Deluxe, and then in Season 2, Voyagers, and then Season 3, I would say bigger than Leader Class is what they ended up as. But anyway. So yeah, I absolutely love this figure. If you're a fan of the Beast Wars, this is a must figure. I mean, no doubt about it. This is a must. You have to have Transmetal Megatron, because this was, I think, for me, this was the most iconic look for him in the show. This is the one where he really shined as a villain. If you're a fan of T-Rexes, you know, pick him up, give him a shot. I think I think, like I said, he's really good. He's a very good Transformer. You know, he's a little simple in comparison to some other ones, but I mean, still satisfying because there's enough flips and changes that he doesn't just look like a T-Rex stood up. All the way down to like the fake chest piece. I mean, look at that. That's pretty evil looking. But yeah, all in all, I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10 with a little sideline of only if you're a Beast Wars fan. If you're not a Beast Wars fan and you don't like these designs, then don't get him. He's not for you. But if you do, I think he's a must.